What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. We are back for another retro review. We have Falcon Crest Season 2, Episode 20. So listen, we start this episode off. We got Lance and Melissa. They in the bed working on their major scheme to get rid of Lance's mama so that he could get back in the wheel so he can inherit Falcon Crest. Listen. In hindsight, this scheme, it seems so elementary and like, duh. But in the moment, they thought they was doing the damn thing. Now, Charlie comes through to bring them breakfast, and Charlie reminds him, listen, Lance has called looking for you. Like, you've got a great opportunity here. You know, your grandmother is out of the country doing what she need to get done. She left you with some responsibility. Like, don't blow it. Like, this is what you've been waiting for. And in all reality, that's the way you're going to get back into the wheel, Lance, is by proving to your grandmother that you are worthy of being in the wheel. But whatever. We know how Lance is. Playboy to the end. Always looking for the shorts, you know, the shortcut to get to where he need to get to, honey. It's whatever. So, then we have, of course, Chase is still doing what Chase is doing, trying to solve this murder. He's trying to figure out what he should do with this information that Emma brought him, which of course shows that payments were being made to Melissa's daddy before he died. And you know, Cole is like, well, maybe, you know, Dad, maybe we are in over our heads. Maybe we need to take this to the police. Oh, hold on, pause that. Melissa also told Lance that maybe he should reach out to Richard because they looking for, you know, they still looking for his daddy and Julia's husband. And she said, well, he found him once, you know. I mean, I know me and Richard used to get it in and everything, but I'm gonna need you to look past that and understand that Richard might have some information for us. So, like, Lance, I know you might feel some kind of way, but go on and Lance was like, you know what? That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna go visit Richard. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's get back to Chase. Chase trying to figure this whole thing out. And Cole is like, maybe you really do need to back off, Dad. And he was like, oh, you've been talking to your mother? Your mother told you need to back off? And he was like, I'm just saying, like, maybe this is just a bit much, and we just probably need to just let the professional people handle it. And of course, that ain't what Chase want to hear, and he kind of in his feelings about that. Now he kind of giving Cole the side eye about it. Okay, now while that's happening, Angela is over in France. Now it looks like Angela is like, she ain't forget what Philip did, right? She's not stupid, but it also seems like she's playing coy. Like, she's pretending like she cool, even though she got her good eye on him and know that he up to no good as well. She said, listen, I gotta get, you know, because they having dinner in Paris. They in they finest, you know, he got on his tux, she got on her fur and everything. And she said, I gotta get to New York. And he was like, well, what you going to New York for? She was like, see, you don't need to know all of that. She said, but, you know, you could come with me. And he was like, you know, I'll come with you as long as you let me take you on a ride through Central Park on the carriage. And she was like, okay. And of course, what Eric do? The first thing Eric did, he called Richard. And of course, Richard was like, what? Well, what does he want with what is he doing in New York? And he was like, I don't know, but she said, I feel like, you know, based on the information that she got from the orphanage, I feel like she about to go see your daddy. And Richard was like, see, you need to make sure that you are in the room because I need to know everything that is being said. But let's be clear. Like I said, Angela is already on to Philip. And when she got to that meeting down to New York, she made sure that she went in that room by herself. Even though, you know, Philip tried to get in that room, but he couldn't be real obvious about it. So when she sort of pushed back, he was like, all right, well, all right then. So she gets in the room with Richard Daddy, and she's like, listen, I know who you are. I know what you did during the war. I know you were a Nazi sympathizer. So either you get Richard up out of my business down to the Tuscany Valley, or I'm going to let the whole world know who you are and what your connections are to the Nazis. Okay? And he was like, say what? She was like, yes, and I can do it. Okay, I can make that happen. Now again, in hindsight, I'm thinking, why he didn't just kill Angela? Because I feel like he's the type of person that would have just killed her to silence her. But he didn't. He didn't. We're gonna talk about what he did later. But yes, honey, she gave him that ultimatum and let it be known, either you get Richard up out of my business, or the whole world gonna know yours. Okay. And remember, y'all, this is the early 80s, so don't try to do the math and be like, oh, that don't make no sense. It's the early 80s. It makes sense. Okay. So Maggie in this movie script, listen, this is the movie script that ain't never gonna get made. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about movie scripts and how many times they gotta be rewritten and all that, but I do know that, you know, a lot of times people write movie scripts and they sit on the shelf and they collect dust. Like, I get that concept, but the reality is, her and this guy that she done already told her husband I almost had an affair with, y'all hanging out having lunch together down to the Valley Inn where you stand because you done left your husband. That just ain't a good look, Maggie. It's not a good look. So she's telling him, you know, that she's tired of rewriting this script and it is getting on her nerves. And so he's still trying to get with her, talking about something. You know, you left your husband and you living here. You know, I feel like you misled me about how bad things were in your marriage. Maggie was like, I didn't mislead you. Okay. Matter of fact, I think I made a mistake. I think I need to go back to my husband. Like, this is getting old real quick. Okay. And Maggie even goes to visit Chase. She goes and, you know, I feel like, you know, she went to talk to Chase about maybe trying to move back in and reconciling. But then somehow they got to talking about the daughter and the daughter sleeping with the married man and moving in with the married man. And she was like, Chase, you really need to give it a chance. Like, they're in love, you know. And she was like, you know, Chase was like, listen, she's been in love before. I don't have time to keep going through this with her. She making bad decisions and I'm not going to support it. And let me be honest, I'm with Chase on this one. Here's the thing. I love you. I don't love your decisions, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. You are dating a man who is technically still married, and when y'all started dating, he was really, really married, like living with his wife married. And I work with him, which means he old enough to be your daddy. I got a lot of problems with this. And I understand that Maggie is like, listen, if we fight too hard, we're going to push her away. But you don't have to fight. You know what I'm saying? You could just show, I don't know, but I'm with Chase on this one. I'm with Chase on this one, okay? But anyway, it turned into a big argument, and Maggie ended up leaving, and they didn't even get a chance to talk about what Maggie wanted to talk about, which was, let's try to make up. Let's try to work this out, right? Anyway, later on, and I'm going to go ahead and finish and knock this whole thing out because I'm sick of Maggie, Chase, and this whole situation. So later on in the episode, it's their anniversary. Maggie is sitting, again, in the restaurant with the movie producer dude, and she's Wawa's me. It was my anniversary. I haven't heard from Chase. He never forgets our anniversary. Wow, that must be really how he feel about me right now. Then, so the guy, of course, he goes to hold Maggie's hand and tell her everything is gonna be okay. And just at that moment, who come walking in with some flowers and a suit? Chase. Looking for his wife to wish her a happy anniversary. He sees all of that and he was like, yep, I ain't got time for this. Like, I can't do this. She chased after him and he was like, you are sitting in the middle of this restaurant at the hotel that you stand in because you left me, holding this man's hand who you told me you damn near had an affair with. No, ma'am, we're not good. So later on in the episode, the kids go to see Maggie to try to cheer her up. Maggie is like, they trying to take her to dinner, take her to the movies. And Maggie is like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Come to find out, she about to go out on a date with the movie producer. Listen, Maggie, you are turning a mountain into a molehill, ma'am. I mean, you created all of it, but Now, while all of this is going on, Lanston went to visit Richard to talk to Richard about helping him find his daddy. And Richard was like, listen, like, you really remind me a lot of myself when I was your age. Lance is going to say, thank you so much. Richard was like, that is not a compliment. That should have been your first hint, because he said that's not a compliment. You should have probably backed up out of it then. But either way, you asked for Richard's help. Richard was like, well, listen, I can try to find your daddy. You know, I found your daddy once. I guess I could find him again. But are you sure that's what you want to do? You sure you want to open up that can of worms? And he was like, yeah, my mom falling in love and running off to go live happily ever after, it could work to both of our favor, because it'll work to my favor because, you know, I'm trying to be second in command down the Falcon Crest and get back in the wheel. But she also has, you know, some shares over here in this good magazine, I mean, this good newspaper you have, and I could probably talk her into letting me be in control, because she gonna be off and in love, and she ain't gonna be even thinking about this, so I could be her proxy. So it could actually work for both of us. And Richard was like, I mean, if that's how you feel, okay. Now, in the meantime and in between time, Richard has been tapping the phone of his secretary, and he knows for a fact upon fact upon fact that she has been in communication with Richard Daddy, okay? And Richard keep throwing hints at her, letting her know, listen, I know you playing both sides, but you're going to have to pick a team. You can't keep playing on this side and playing on that side, okay? I'm going to need you to make up your mind, and I'm going to need you to pick a team. Well, after Angela leaves from her little meeting with the daddy, he is telling Richard, I need you to get your ass to New York. Richard was like, I will not. The secretary telling Richard, you might need to listen to your daddy. Richard telling the secretary, I will not. If he need to talk to me so bad, he know the plane go both ways. He can get on the plane and get his ass here to San Francisco and come and see me. But I'm going to tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not going to New York. He said he will come and see me because I know what it is he want to talk to me about. So don't worry about what I need to do. You worry about what you need to do. And what I told you you need to do is pick a side. That's what I told you you need to do. Okay? So then we see Cole hanging out with his new girlfriend, whatever. And Lance and Melissa roll up on them. And of course, we had this whole petty moment where Lance is taunting Cole with the baby. You know, just real petty stuff. Okay? You know, whatever. So, then the sheriff rolls up into Falcon Crest to talk to Lance, because he's like, listen, we found that, Julia's brake lines have been cut, okay, and the hacksaw that has the debris from the brake line was found in your toolkit with your fingerprints on it. And Lance was like, but what? I ain't do it. What you talking about? So the police are getting ready to take him for questioning just as Angela shows up from the airport. And Angela's like, hold up, what's going on here? Where you going? What you think you doing? And of course she threatens the sheriff. You know how she do. But the sheriff was like, listen, I just need to ask him some questions, okay? We have some evidence that's pointing in his direction. And I just need some questions, some answers. So Lance goes down there to talk to him, okay? Lance goes down there to talk to him. But, of course, he ends up coming back that night. Melissa is waiting on him when he get home. And Melissa is like, how'd everything go? And he said, everything went fine. But it put something to my attention. Didn't you borrow my mama car the day that, her brake line, the day before her brake line got cut? And he was like, Melissa was like, yeah, what you trying to say? Like, are you trying to say that I did something to your mama? He was like, I'm not saying you did anything to my mama. I'm just saying. She said, look, we are in this together. We are a team. Like, don't start doubting me now. Don't start doing that because, listen, that's all we need is for left to play right, okay? We don't need that going on here, all right? We got an unimportant scene where, not Maggie, but, not Julia, but, the other daughter, Emma goes to visit, Chase's daughter down to her new digs with her married man, okay? Oh, did I tell y'all the part where the married man tried to talk to Chase and tried to say, listen, let's make up. I'm so sorry. I mean, I feel like we need to be friends again. Chase was like, listen, on top of the fact that you're sleeping with my daughter and you still married to your wife, I got some issues with you ethically. Like, I feel like you were in bed with Richard and you made some bad deals with Richard. He talking about some, yeah, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I learned the error of my ways and, your daughter forgave me. Why can't you? What? You might not want to throw my daughter in my face, sir. You might want to just let that one go, okay? Don't worry about what me and my daughter got going on. I am not her and she is not me. She forgave you because y'all got some other stuff going on. But we work together and I don't need to forgive you because you know what I'm trying to do down here to this county commission, okay? So Julia goes to visit Richard, and she does something that she probably should have done way back when her husband showed up and she accused him of getting into business with Richard. She asked Richard to compare signatures to look at that contract and realizes that it wasn't really Richard's signature, that she was set up probably by her mama once again, and she apologizes to Richard, and Richard says, listen, I'm really not a bad guy. I'm just not that bad of a guy, but you are. You really are. Julia gonna go back to her mama talking about some, mama, I'm leaving for real this time. I'm going to go be with my husband. And you know, of course, you know, Angela being Angela was like, really? Like, how many times have you told me that? You ain't gone nowhere yet. She was like, but it's different this time. I'm not going to let you trick me anymore. She was like, does he know that? She was like, well, no. I mean, when I talk to him, I'm sure he's going to want me. She was like, are you sure? And I feel like Angela already know what's going on with Julia's daddy. Julia's husband. I feel like she already know what's going on. And what I feel like it is that he done moved on. He got him a new woman. And I feel like Angela is going to let Julia go and figure it out and find out for herself, so that once again, she's going to come back to Falcon Crest a broken woman and do whatever Angela want her to do. But anyway, that's my prediction on that one, because she was just way too calm. Anyway, Richard's daddy asked for a meeting. He said, come along and come on foot. Now, they meeting on this big-ass bridge, and so you can see what's coming a mile away with this, right? They confront each other, and Richard lets him know, listen, I knew all about you. Like, I knew your past. I knew you was a Nazi, you know, because I thought they were trying to say he was a Nazi. Now they're trying to say he was a Nazi sympathizer. Maybe they kind of came up off of that, because that was like a little bit too much to say he was an actual Nazi. I don't know. But Richard was like, he said, well, why didn't you ever say anything? He said, because you're my father. Like, I loved you anyway. I wasn't tripping off of that. So then he was like, listen, you've done some great things here down to the valley, you know, better than what we even expected. But the cartel needs you back in New York. Like, we need to end this. He was like, why? He was like, I'm not going anywhere. Why? I need to go because Angela Channing didn't threaten you. No, sir. I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here. So then, of course, what he did what everybody does when they get in that, when their back is against the wall. Now he starts telling Richard, you ain't nothing. You ain't never been nothing. When I took you out that orphanage, you know, you were a blank slate, and I turned you into the man that you are today, and you owe me. And Richard was like, I don't owe you nothing. I'm not going. So then he pulls out a gun, because I guess he figured, well, if you coming one way or the other, you either coming on the back end or you coming on the front end, but you coming. They struggle over the gun. Richard gets the gun away from him. And then he goes to charge at Richard. And what he do? Fall over the bridge. Land in the ground, right? So now the front page of the paper says that he committed suicide. So now they're going to say that the man jumped off the bridge. But when Angela saw the headline, Angela was like, okay, he killed himself. Maybe because I threatened to tell the world that he was a Nazi, but why he come all the way to California to do it? Like, he live in New York. There's a million places that he could have done and jumped off of in New York. Like, why would he come here? Anyway, Melissa and Lance make their grand plan. And they go to Angela and basically try to blackmail Angela into putting Lance back in the will by using the grapes over to Melissa's vineyard. She said, listen, Richard has offered us a whole lot of money for our grapes. She was like, I know. Richard buying up everybody's grapes. She said, but your loyalty should be to Falcon Crest. And she was like, my loyalty is to the bottom line. Whoever's paying more. Unless you put Lance back in the will. You put Lance back in the will, you can have the grapes. Angela was like, no, I don't think so. And listen, they didn't know what to do with themselves. They didn't have no backup plan. They didn't have none of that. Angela said, listen, let's be clear. Falcon Crest will survive without your grapes. But will y'all survive without Falcon Crest? Baby, they walked up out that office hot as tar, okay, on a sunny day. They didn't know what to do with themselves, because in their mind, they just knew they had Angela over a barrel. And I was like, but you don't. You never have Angela over a barrel. Like, I don't know why these people be thinking that they got Angela Channing all figured out, but a lot of times they just don't. Anyway, girl, they don't know what to do with themselves with that one. So once again, Angela and Chase get to arguing about who killed Melissa daddy. Listen, at this point, I don't even care. Okay? I don't care. But Chase did let Angela know what he found out about the payments. And from Richard to Grady, Melissa's daddy. And they put two and two together and come up with maybe it was some blackmail. Maybe Richard was paying him off based on the information that Angela had found out. So they kind of put their little heads together on that a little bit. And that's pretty much where this episode ends. Well, Richard is, mourning the death of his daddy, talking about how much he loved his daddy, even though his daddy won't shit. No, the secretary was like, I know you loved your daddy, even though y'all had, y'all ups and downs and y'all hard times. And he was like, no, I mean, my daddy won't shit. Because, of course, the last things he said to him were really bad. It was some really nasty things. So, anyway, that's the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.